I know some people don't like remakes and remasters, but I really like the chance to play a classic I may have missed in the past, or perhaps even a game that I love with more modern conveniences. The Switch has had its fair share of remakes, ports, and remasters that have brought a new audience to certain games and genres, and I am all for it. When they're done well, of course. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is an interesting game for me because I literally own the GameCube version of the game, yet I'm unable to remember a single thing about it due to my memory loss. So for me, I'm going in completely fresh, so to speak, getting to experience it for the first time again. What's it like? Partner up, bring your hammer, and don't fold under pressure as I review Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door for Nintendo Switch. But before we put pen to paper, would you mind liking and subscribing? It's the best way that smaller outlets like What's It Like can be found, and I can't thank you enough for doing so. The narrative of Paper Mario follows Mario visiting the rough and tumble town of Rogueport after receiving a letter from Princess Peach about a mysterious treasure hunt. Alas, when Mario arrives, Princess Peach is nowhere to be found, and after a rough welcome into the town, you join forces with one of the many plucky sidekicks to uncover the mysteries of the Thousand Year Door. Most gamers will know that the Thousand Year Door was originally released on the GameCube in 2004, but this isn't just a simple port. The Switch version of the Thousand Year Door has been lovingly recrafted from the ground up with new quality of life improvements like fast travel, partner switching via a wheel, post-game content, and a reworked soundtrack. These additions have been welcomed by the fans and help streamline the gameplay and narrative, cutting out about 6 hours of backtracking for a more coherent and enjoyable adventure. The gameplay is very traditional RPG-centric as you explore the world around Mario, meeting and talking with the inhabitants of the world to discover your next course of action. This is now also made easier by being able to summon your plucky Goomba ally, Goombella, with a simple tap of the ZL button, who will provide a rather direct hint on what to do next. I found this refreshing, and despite not having to lean on it too heavily, it certainly helped keep me on course of where to go, especially after picking up the game after a brief hiatus. Other party members also grant certain abilities like hitting things from range and stunning enemies so you can breeze past them or even get the first hit in. You'll also unlock special paper abilities like being able to fold up into a plane and glide across areas, or shimmy in between small gaps. These minor puzzles do come with minor frustrations, such as backtracking if you happen to fall or make a mistake, forcing you to spend only a few minutes heading back to the top of a tower, or attempting to get back to a flying plane platform. It doesn't really ruin the game, but some sections did feel like a chore, especially early on in the game when the path back to where I failed wasn't an easy one. Combat is turn-based and works well. Instead of arbitrary selections, you can interact when attacking with timing to help dish out more damage, similar to Super Mario RPG. You can also use items like the standard Fire Flower or the Power Block, and summon special abilities which change depending on who you are partnered with. There's also an interesting mechanic where the crowd watches as you duke it out, doling out star power the more exciting the battle is. You need to watch out for nefarious and unruly spectators who may try and throw items at you, which can be handled by pressing a specific button when the trouble's about to start, ejecting them from the theatre. You can also master blocking, which reduces damage, or a perfect block, which damages your opponents instead, keeping things exciting even when it isn't your turn in play. You can also modify combat by using badge power, which depends on finding and equipping badges throughout the world that alter your abilities, some even being necessary to complete chapters. At the end of every successful battle, you will earn XP to go towards leveling up, and each level will allow you to choose one upgrade out of health points, ability points, and the number of badges equipable, making each level have a real impact on the game moving forward. And moving forward the game does, with sharp, witty dialogue which is often humorous and made me genuinely laugh out loud. chapters are split up into tidy, consumable chunks, meaning you can play for an hour or two and still feel a sense of completion. Most characters you encounter ooze style and charm, from the bottle-thick glasses-wearing Professor Frankly to an unlikely ally in Koops, a beat-up Koopa Trooper aiming to avenge his father. While the latter may seem like a heavy theme, it manages to play out as both a heartwarming and humorous endeavour with an unexpected conclusion. Each chapter introduces you to a new teammate with unique abilities that you will need to progress in that chapter, but thanks to the new partner ring, you can effortlessly switch back to your favourite partner outside of those contextual situations. The Thousand Year Door's reworked graphics are gorgeous and help build a convincing world around Mario, with 2D cutouts of shrubbery, corrugated cardboard trees, and paper-thin characters. There's variety in each chapter and area with new enemies and strategies on how to defeat them, and the latter chapters in particular are a visual delight. The game uses the 3D space in a 2D world to its advantage, and it allows you to transition into the background of the level to change the forefront. Things like bridge construction are handled by pages turning, revealing new stages in construction, and the style and execution just handled exceptionally well. Before I started my adventure, I wasn't quite sure how I would enjoy the visual style, but this trepidation was quickly done away with, and I found myself thoroughly enjoying this adventure. For my vision impaired origami folders, there are no accessibility options outside of screen brightness. The game does feature a lot of high contrast colours and thick outlines of characters to help differentiate what's going on in the game. But as always, I recommend doing further research to find out if Paper Mario is for you. Rushing through the story will take you about 25 to 30 hours, and endgame content as well as collecting everything for 100% completion rate will further pad out that playtime, making it a wonderful Mario adventure that's just great value for money. It's clear that this is a carefully recrafted labour of love, and not a quick churn and burn cash in. Despite my minor backtracking and frustrations in failing some puzzles, all of this review sounds like I'm gushing, and to be honest, I certainly am. Going into this fresh with no memory of the original meant that there were so many moments of joy and laughter, and I just haven't enjoyed a story like this in a while. I feel like it captures the same magic that Super Mario RPG did, although the Thousand Year Door manages to land more consistent hits with its modern style of writing. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is fun, witty, and an absolute delight to play. While the game may be set in a rather two-dimensional world, its depth of its mechanics and art style all combine to create a wonderful adventure to not only give a nostalgic feeling to those who played the original, but warmly welcome in a new generation of gamers in this carefully crafted remaster. So, what's it like? Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is like Octopath Traveler crossed with Super Mario RPG. I award it a 94 out of 100 and welcome it among the exclusive ranks of being certified exceptional by What's It Like. In the interest of full disclosure, a review copy was provided by Nintendo, but this does not influence my score. Thank you for watching. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. The best way you can support me is to like and subscribe and continue watching my content if you enjoy it. But if you do want to go that bit extra, you can buy me a coffee or join our Patreon, which shows you behind the scenes of this channel. Thanks again.